You're good.
I don't know. I thought maybe we'd open up the show again this week with some music that kind of worked out for us last week, and I want to welcome all the Facebook people and all the social media lights. I guess that's what you call them. I don't know. I got to ask my kids, but we got one heck of a show for you. I want to thank everybody that stopped in and watched our show last week. We had over 1,000 viewers. We've got almost 2,500 followers right now. So Gary, I think we got something brewing here, man.
Yeah, it was definitely good. Nate,
Yeah.
he actually messaged me today. Of course, he wanted to see if he topped everybody else with the viewers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good.
Yeah. So Nate Hill, man, that dude's a character. I really like him. I think you put him and I together, that might be a problem.
Oh,
So
boy.
on tonight, and of course, we've got, I guess it would be third generation driver, maybe fourth. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of them Dembeks around, but Braxton Dembek is on with us tonight. Cormier is going to be popping in, a sportsman standout. I do believe he's been running some small block for a while here
Yeah,
too,
he's
right?
running
Did he pick up a championship in the small block somewhere?
No, he ran up at Thunder. He ran real good. I don't think he won the championship. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask him. But Braxton. Well, I kept calling you Brandon, dude. This is why you don't drink. All right, just remember that. You booze, you lose. Braxton Dembek. Braxton, do you realize? Well, first of all, welcome to the show, young man.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you realize how famous your family is as far as racing goes here in the Northeast?
I didn't think it was this much at this point.
So your uncle Bobby Waters, I want to say 2-time pro stock track champ. Your uncle Andy Dembek. I couldn't tell you how many championships he has. I can tell you how many wins he has and where he had them because I was a fan back in the day when I used to use shampoo. And then, of course, you got your dad, Tom Dembek. Every one of these guys, full fender guys, and here you are in a slingshot, getting your start and not doing too bad. You're getting ready to head into your second season.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your decision to finally get in to get into racing, and what was your decision to go with a slingshot as opposed to like a bandolero?
Oh, well, way back in like 2018, 2019, we went to Middletown and watched Corey, and then we started going trips with them to all different types of track. And then Lenny Dickinson had a car for sale.
Okay. Yeah, anybody who knows Lenny, dude, he's an awesome vinyl guy. He's been my vinyl guy here for the past season and a half or so. We did my trailer, did my helmet. I mean, this guy's amazing with what he does. Yeah, Lenny's a good stand-up dude. So you've been running out at the Hamlin Speedway. Anywhere else did you run in 2020? I know racing was a little limited last year.
No, we just ran Hamlin.
Okay. So far you've got, I'm going to say, at least 5-6 races under your belt, if not more. How are you liking it?
That's pretty good so far.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself within the next couple of years? Because how old are you now? You got to be 10, right?
9.
You're 9. See, I was close, man. I got a lot of kids. I know how to, right? Because you still got all your tops. I think you already lost all your baby teeth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, most of them. Okay. All right. So 2021, you guys looks like you're heading back to Hamlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now Orange County's got a new slingshot track opening up on Sundays. You guys, that's right there in your backyard. You guys plan on hitting that at all?
Oh yeah, probably a couple times.
Nice. So with the next couple of years, obviously in about anywhere from 2 to 5 years, you might be eligible to jump into a sportsman or something like that. Where do you see yourself racing in the next couple of years?
Maybe Middletown, Thunder Mountain.
Do you see yourself in a sportsman car?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. So you come from a family of full fendered racers, like all your uncles. They all race full fender cars, and I believe your dad tried a sportsman once, and it didn't work out too well for him. You should ask him about that. So other than Hamlin and Orange County, any place else you guys looking to run here the next season?
Probably Shellhammer.
Where's that?
By Hamburg.
By Hamburg. Is that in Germany?
Developed.
So, all right. So, with anything that we do in motorsports, of course, we have, people that help pay the bills. And I'll tell you, you're doing a great job right now. You're like a walking billboard there with Interstate Batteries. Who's some of the people that are helping you out? Who's helping sponsor other than mom and dad?
Jeff from Interstate Batteries, American Remodeling, Comfort Experts, DM Bath and Kitchen, TRC Auto, Beachworks, and Snap-on Drills. Nice.
So I have a feeling that not so much your dad, but I think your mom made you memorize that for tonight, huh? So with a very short racing career now, we follow you, on social media. Well, basically your dad makes the post at a bunch of different tracks. You've met a lot of different NASCAR guys and stuff like that. Who are some of your heroes? Who are some of the guys that you look up to in racing, other than Jimmy Marr?
Corey, Ricky Stenhouse, Alex Bowman.
Okay, so you're going big time.
Yeah.
So where is it that you want racing just to be a hobby, or are you looking to do this for a living? Like where do you see yourself going?
For a living.
Yeah. So you want to run NASCAR?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you're out there, rubbing elbows with some of the big wigs out there. I think we saw him. Gary, who's some of the pictures that we saw with him? He was out there you were out there talking with Alex Bowman and all them.
Oh, yeah,
whose car did you push down pit road that one? Was it last year, 2 years ago?
Stenhouse.
That was Stenhouse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the upper hand. He's ahead of us,
Now, are you the reason that Stenhouse and Danica Patrick broke up? No?
Yeah, I went to the team meeting with them. I pushed the car out onto the starting lineup, and then I was out there with the crew.
Yeah, that's awesome, right? That's got to be an awesome thing. I got to go with Tommy Vi a couple of years ago when he was running the ARCA series, and got to go to the drivers meeting and stuff like that. And man, that was pretty cool. And it wasn't so much that the guys, their TV personalities. It's just they're down to earth guys, man, NASCAR guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So once so let's talk about your racing. I know you've had a couple of races, and I think things got off a little rough for you. What are some of the highlights that you remember? Like what's your best moment so far as far as being a driver goes?
Probably my first night. Was going out there from the back to the front.
Yeah. So is your dad giving you a lot of tips, or are you just trying to figure it out for yourself?
That's what I was going to ask him. Who's giving him the
He's giving me
pointers?
tips, but at the same time, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Uncle Andy coming out? How about Uncle Bob? Is it you guys call him Uncle Bobby or Uncle Bob? I know him as
Uncle
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been out there a few times.
Awesome. I'll tell you, you got a lot of knowledge in the garage right now, and I'll tell you, three guys right there, and even with, I guess it would be your granddad, right? Yeah, your dad's dad. Yeah, that'd be your grandfather. And I haven't had enough coffee today, but I think that's where it started was with your granddad, Andy, and he was a heck of a racer back in the day too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it is so your racing style. Now your dad was a hard charger. He took a lot of chances and he raced very aggressively, whereas your Uncle Andy was very calm, very very smooth on the wheel. Your Uncle Bobby the same way. How would you define yourself? Are you calm? Do you get upset real easy? Like describe how you drive out there on the track.
It depends. When I'm going for something big, I mean, I'll go hard, but right now I'm just trying to just figure it back, get used to it, and just get some good track time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I would definitely not listen to what your dad tells you because you're going to get in trouble. Your dad drives. your dad was an awesome driver, but he's kind of like me. His emotions, he wears them right here on his sleeve, and that seems to get guys like him and I in trouble a little bit. But listen, I think if you stick with your mom and your Uncle Andy and your Uncle Bobby, I think you're going to be okay. All right. So what are so in order for you to race, what are some of the rules in the house what's some of the stuff you have to get done during the week? As we say in grown-ups, what is it that you do for a living?
Chores.
So what kind of chores? You got to take out the garbage, sweep the floor, all that stuff?
No.
Really?
You ain't got much to do then, huh?
No.
So as far as maintenance on the car, you're right there with your dad every week, washing the car, taking it apart, making sure everything's good to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's some of the stuff that you've learned from when you first started to towards the end of the season? Let's talk about some of that.
Lines on the track. The driving style itself.
Right. So has your dad taught you about where while in between races, as long as you're not working on the car, what should you be doing in between races? Your dad taught you that part yet?
No.
Okay. So you want to go over and watch what everybody else is doing, right? You want to watch where everybody's running their line and all that other stuff, yeah, and give that a shot. So even for like your local drivers and stuff. Now you said Corey's one of the guys you look up to. What about some of the modified guys?
Stuart Friesen.
Oh yeah. So are you jumping on the bandwagon where you're complaining because he's not doing well in the late model? See, he actually did pretty good the other night, right? He won his heat race and wound up 7th in the feature.
Yeah, he wound up 7th, so he did a good run.
Yeah, he's gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So, any desire whatsoever to maybe try a street stock or a pro stock? Because that's kind of where your family they always lean to. Or you just once you're done with slingshots, you want to go right to a sportsman?
I don't know, honestly. It depends where I end up with the slingshot,
right?
And then move on from there.
Listen, I think that from some of the footage that we've seen, and and believe me when I tell you, people talk because they know who you are and they know who your family is. And I think what some of the guys are saying is, you definitely got something there. And once you figure out how to get that cart to work the way you want it to, I think you're gonna find a lot of success in the slingshots.
Mm-hmm.
So, Braxton, you say you traveled around with who? Corey?
Yeah.
Track to track. So he's a good one to have under your wing. Does he give you some tips and pointers?
Yeah.
Especially at Thunder Mountain, he gets around there very well.
I've never been to Thunder Mountain. What's that place like up there?
Dusty.
Shh, we can't talk about how dusty tracks are.
Yeah.
So it's a little dusty up there?
Yeah.
Okay, but it teaches you to pay attention to what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So far since you started racing, what are some of your pet peeves? What are some of the things that really kind of get under your skin and annoy you while you're out there racing?
Sometimes just coming off the corner, I don't have enough speed or something like that.
Never have enough speed, right?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, growing up, what was your favorite division to watch? Because I think you guys always sat in the fourth turn, right? I think that's where most of the pictures were. What was your favorite division to watch?
Oh, it depends. It was either NASCAR or modifieds.
Okay, nice.
This is a question on here. Somebody said Accord is having slingshots back on Friday nights. I don't know any interest in running there.
Oh, we might do a couple.
Huh?
We might do a couple there.
Yeah.
Do a couple there, yeah.
That'd be cool if they get them back there.
So I think even Bethel Motor Speedway had slingshots up there a couple of times too. Any interest in going up there?
Maybe.
Yeah, because NASCAR aspirations, you got to have some asphalt underneath your belt there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those things got around pretty good on the asphalt. I was actually surprised.
Dude, they're quick. Those slingshots are pretty quick. Now, what about going down to I think with the Rona and all that other nonsense going on, any thought to the Gamblers Classic down at Boardwalk Hall down in Atlantic City? They race indoors.
Maybe.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. If you ever decide that you want to go race there, you have your dad shoot me an IM or a PM or whatever the hell it is you guys call that, and I'll throw you at least $100 to go down there and race.
Thank you.
Yeah, So I listen. I love, man, when the little kids. I mean, look at this Von Doren kid. He seems to be the talk of the town right now. And Braxton, you're only a couple years younger than him, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to. How much longer do you think you want to stay in the slingshot? Is it up to mom and dad, or is it you got some good sponsors in the background? Interstate, boy, that's a heck of a sponsor. They got some good guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
So how much longer do you think you want to hang out in the slingshot? A couple more seasons?
Yeah, probably maybe a few.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm
smart.
sure that there's is there anybody that you'd like to thank for helping you with your racing and sponsors and all that stuff?
My mom, my dad, my brother Braden, and Stephen Casey Huffcut.
Nice. Okay. Oh, the Huffcuts are involved, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's a pretty famous name, yeah, from around here in the Northeast and stuff. I think it was Mark, right? Mark Huffcut. Mark was he was a hell of a sportsman guy at one time.
I just want to say, all the pictures we see, if you do go to NASCAR again this year, I want to see one picture with you, and that's with Kyle Busch, please.
No, thank you.
You got to make that happen.
Yeah, listen, I think, Braxton, you should just stand there and just.
That's all you got to do.
Right? Isn't your dad a Kyle Busch fan?
No.
Big time.
I think, Gary, that we should buy Tom a Kyle Busch shirt, right?
I agree.
Isn't he the one that always pipes in with the big crybaby thing or something?
All
Yes.
the time. So you got to make your dad proud and get that picture, blow it up on the wall, put it right there. He'll love you. He'll love that.
So what do you enjoy more? You enjoy driving the car more? Or do you enjoy working on it? What's your favorite part of this whole racing deal?
Driving it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Have you tore it up yet?
No.
Give it time. It's coming.
Yeah.
Gary and I were just talking about that. He let somebody drive his car. What was that? 2 years ago now, yeah? Larry O'Donnell.
Yeah, Larry, yep.
Yeah. Boy, did Larry use that thing up on him.
Yep. And he almost caught it on fire.
Yeah, well, he was probably trying to smoke a cigarette or something in the car there. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
So I still can't see if we have any questions or anything like that coming in. Gary, we got any questions for Braxton from some of the viewers?
No, it looks like they're just tagging a bunch of his fans.
Okay.
Mostly.
Nice.
He's got a lot of followers here, a lot of people on and watching.
Yeah. So what being 9 years old, what grade does that put you in? Fourth?
Fourth, yeah.
Fourth grade, right? Okay. So do you brag about racing at school?
No.
No, you stay pretty humble, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you must be more like your mom than you are your dad, because your dad was not a very humble guy. Is he sitting right there?
Yeah.
He can hear me?
He can hear you.
I love you too, Joel.
So if you're just tuning in right now, of course, we are talking to one of the up-and-comers in the slingshot division, of course, Braxton Dembek, third-generation driver. So here we go. Derek Cormier, one of the most knowledgeable kids I've been around, knows so much about racing. And Braxton, you're like I said, man, your family is just, the name Dembek. As soon as you say that, I mean, everybody knows who the Dembeks are. And that was anywhere in the East Coast. You go to Rolling Wheels, Syracuse, any of the dirt tours, Lebanon Valley. I mean, your dad and your uncle were always real tough to beat. Your Uncle Bobby, too, I think up at Syracuse. I think his best finish up there was a 7th, but that's still awesome. Yeah, there's Bobby right there. We're very proud of Braxton. He's going to do great things. Yeah, absolutely. And but I'll tell you what, man, it's appreciate you being on the show here. And there you go, Sean Hart. Thank you for the question, Sean. We were fumbling around here. Braxton, the number on your slingshot. How did you choose that? How did you come up with that?
Well, really, when I was back, I was 6 and my brother was 8, and that was the time I really got into it. And then I always used to play with my toy cars in the living room. And the one I always used was the one that had the number 68 on it.
Nice.
Okay, there you go.
I'm 43 years old, and I still play with cars in the living room. I have hardwood floors, and my wife gets really upset by that. So Kevin Jones, very hard-working kid in the pits. We love having him around the track with us. And Kevin, how do you know Kevin Jones and them guys? Just racing?
Well, he's one of my dad's friends, and he's also a big sponsor for us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Did you mention him?
Yeah.
You better have.
Yeah. So what are some of your goals here for 2021? Where are you going to be racing? What are you looking to do? Talk to us a little bit about what you got planned for this year.
Oh, we're planning to get the car wrapped soon. We're planning to run Hamlin, maybe Accord a few times, Middletown probably a few times, and Shellhammer.
Okay, nice.
I'm just scrolling through.
Yeah, so have any of the bigger sportsman guys, any of them guys come up and talk to you at all? Maybe give you some pointers. I know some of them guys run Hamlin too, right?
Oh, I think yeah.
Yeah. So any of them guys come up and talk to you and give you any pointers?
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe they think that you already got it figured out and you don't need to hear from them.
You don't need no advice.
So what do we got here? Derek Cormier, here we go. Yeah, proud to have you part of the Comfort Experts racing team. And, of course, we're going to talk to Corey here in a little bit, and he's going to come on. And
those guys seem to be getting pretty big into the racing scene too. The Comfort Express or Comfort Experts there.
In an era where it's really, really tough to pick up sponsors, I think a lot of some of the guys that I have been with me for over 10 years, and it's just kind of like a norm. But to pick up anybody new anymore, it's always been tough. But with the Dembeks, I mean, they were always, the Apple restoration car. Interstate batteries, these even the trans group, Sean Core and all them. You ever hang out with Sean and all them? You ever talk to him, Braxton?
I might have. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So with Tommy Groover's asking, what's your biggest goals you're looking forward to accomplishing? If you could win any race other than the Daytona 500, what would be the biggest race that you would want to win?
Probably the Geico 500.
Yeah. See, my biggest goal was always to I would have loved to one up at to have a win at Syracuse, and I got a chance to run up there to the last year they had it, and boy, that was really stupid. So
His own profile there.
Oh yeah, there you go. So Braxton's profile on www.teamcomfortracing.com. So go ahead and check that out. So Braxton's got himself a little profile going on. And again, if you're just tuning in now, we're talking to Braxton Dembek, third-generation driver, slingshot, up-and-comer, I'm definitely going to say, because, near the end of last season, we're watching a lot of the posts that your mom was putting up, and even your dad. You were really starting to get the hang of it, and looks like, you had no fear. Would you say that you're more of a top-side runner, or do you like to just hang out on the bottom? And where do you like to be when you're up there?
Middle or high? Yeah,
middle or high, right? Yeah.
No, the slingshots are all about keeping them straight.
So what's that your dad said there?
The slingshots are all about keeping it straight.
So the straighter you are, the faster you are, right? See, I always said that in any division that you were racing. I always felt that, the straighter you kept the car, the faster you were going to go. Listen, even your aunt, is it well, actually, no, it'd be your cousin, right?
Yeah.
Melissa. Right? Missy Dembek?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so your cousin Missy and I used to race together, and she was pretty good too, man. She was pretty good. There was a couple of nights that I think I finished second or third to her. She's tough. So you got a lot of big shoes to fill. Do you feel like you're a little overwhelmed with the racing background in your family, or are you're real happy just to be doing what it is that you're doing?
I'm just happy to be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. So you racing has to be fun, right? If it's not fun, then what are we doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do we have any more questions coming in for Braxton there, Gare?
No.
Okay.
Everybody's just saying how much of a good kid he is.
Yeah. How much did you have to pay these guys to say that?
$0 and 0 cents.
Yep.
So that's awesome. So again, if you're tuning into the show, we are talking to Braxton Dembek, third-generation driver, slingshot up at the Hamlin Motor Speedway, and
There you go.
so there you go. Yeah, even Sean Hart. Yeah, who do you like racing the most? Who have you raced with so far that you really enjoy racing with?
Oh, my friends at Hamlin, Carter. He's my friend at Hamlin. And there's a few other people.
Yeah. So one of the cool things I always found with racing is you wind up making friends and they wind up becoming family. You know what I mean? So, and even at a young age, especially with you, you're going to find yourself, if you stay in this sport long enough, you're going to find yourself, following the same guys. You're going to be racing with the same guy. What did he say? Will Braxton do a rooftop shuffle on his first win?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I just want you to know that if you ever do that, I'm going to post on there that I taught you how to do that.
Deal.
So is that's now that's a cousin, right? Andy, he's a cousin. Didn't he just graduate from basic training?
That's Robert.
That's Robert. See, that's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of you
A lot
guys.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
Uncle Andy.
This is Uncle Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's the picture? Is that Robert?
Robert, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he graduated today.
Today, right? I just saw that, right? PFC. That's awesome. Yeah, I did 6 years in the military, man. That's awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah, dude. I think that's amazing. So Braxton, you are a man of a few words. You're going to find in your racing career that the better you get, the more you're going to have to talk. But right now you're doing a great job, and we really appreciate you being on here with us. You nailed the sponsors. You thanked mom and dad. You talked about who your favorites are and what it is you're going to be doing in 2021. I think we're a couple minutes away here. We're going to have Cormier pop on. And oh, wait, here we go. Kevin Jones. Do you think you can beat your father and Uncle Andy if they were racing you in a slingshot?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. You know why? Because I don't think they would
I
fit.
don't think you have to track behind.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think your dad would fit in a slingshot. You know who Magilla Gorilla is?
No.
All right, I want you to Google that. Okay, that would be your dad in a slingshot. He'd be like Gary. Gary, what are you, 6'7"?
6'8". I tried to get in my son's slingshot. That didn't work out too good.
Yeah. So they're pretty small.
All right, so Corey, looks like Corey's popped on here. So
okay, so Braxton, I want you to stay on with us, and looks like Corey's going to be joining us here really, really soon. And thank you, young man, and lots of luck to you here in 2021. And I think that as your future moves on with racing and stuff, I think that you're going to be on a lot more shows like this, and so a little bit more professional than what we are. Here I am in my bedroom, and you can see my laundry hanging up on the wall there.
Yeah. That's all right.
So.
All right, so he just popped off. I think he stepped out for a minute.
Okay, is he coming on with the phone, or is he coming through video?
It looks like he's got his video on. He said he was going to be on the phone, but
all right, awesome.
He's got video.
Oh, here we go.
There he goes.
So, what's happening, Mr. Cormier? And welcome to the show, Corey. Thanks for joining us. We got Braxton on here with us, and I don't know. I don't think we've ever met face to face. We're actually neighbors, brother. I'm about 3 minutes from your house.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I live right down the bottom of the hill here in Westbrookville. The little cut there for Otisville. Yeah, I'm right down the bottom of the hill, man. You can't miss it. My house is the big junkyard on the right.
Gotcha.
So, but welcome to the show. Thanks for popping on here with us, man.
No problem. Thanks
Braxton wanted to stay on. He said he was your biggest fan.
Yeah, he is. He's been to a lot of races with me. He's always fun to have, and he makes it more worth it when he comes around.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's always awesome when you got a young kid like that, and he's so involved with it and knows what he's talking about, and and the enthusiasm too is amazing. It's awesome. So Corey, let's talk about you, man. You've been kind of tearing up the East Coast here on the past couple of seasons, and things are looking really, really good for you in the sportsman division. Well, let's talk about what you got going on here for 2021.
Yeah, everything's going good. We got a 2019 TO Pro car, 2021 TO. We're going to be running the 2021 at Middletown with the spec head, the 358. We're going to run we got a Ford Power motor that we're going to put in the 2019 and run the Deo series, north and south. So that's pretty exciting. And we're also working on a big block for Middletown. So that's pretty big. I never could have dreamed for it to be this big, this quick. It's amazing how far our whole team has came from the beginning. So,
well, I think that and I mean, no offense by it whatsoever, none whatsoever. But a low budget team as yourself and how successful that you guys have been and the things that you guys have done against teams that are showing up with a couple of cars, even in the sportsman division, I think it's amazing what you guys have done. It's been an absolute pleasure, calling some of the races that you've been in and at Accord and Orange County. So are you looking to step out of the sportsman now and now it's just small block modified racing full time?
Yeah, we're trying to take the step. I've waited and been patient, and I just think it's time to buckle down and give it a shot. I can't race sportsman forever if I'm trying to make something out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, as David Van Horn said, you start to learn some bad habits, by staying in one division too long. But even in the sportsman ranks, though, man, some of you guys are running some small block times out there. I mean, there's not too much difference anymore between a sportsman and a small block anymore.
Yeah, definitely. Orange County, we missed qualifying a couple times with the sportsman Eastern States time. So it's just about being smooth and consistent and hitting your line and not.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Corey Cormier is on with us. And what do they call you? The Otisville Warrior? Otisville Outlaw. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about how you got involved in racing and how it got you to where you are now?
My Uncle Andy actually made that name up, my nickname. We were racing slingshots at Oakland Valley, and he came up with that, and it's stuck ever since. So
nice. Yeah, I guess it's better than the Amish rabbi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thank Timmy Pitts for that, boy. He's got some good ones out there.
Yeah.
So no Thunder Mountain. That's out then.
Yeah, I think so. We've been traveling, as you guys know, for probably 4 years now, roundabout. We're ready to call Middletown home for the year. I've said it before. You get some people who say that we ran to Thunder Mountain because the competition wasn't that fierce, but there's some good drivers up there.
Yeah, no doubt.
And but we're also ready to come here and show them what we've learned on the road. So
yeah, listen, if you're winning races anywhere and it's not because of the competition, it's got to be because you came prepared. And that used to, it still kind of irritates me. You run a car in an enduro or something like that, and you had no business being there. But my response to them is, because Brett Hearns won 919 races, he's not allowed to race. You know what I mean? You come correct and you come prepared, and of course you're going to win races.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. So how did you get your start in racing?
I raced down to Oakland Valley right here. I did go-karts from the age of 5 to I think about 10 or 11, and then we got out of it. And I didn't think I was going to race again. And then my cousin John ended up getting me a slingshot, and we went slingshot racing at Oakland Valley. And then that was around when I was 18. And then ever since then, it kind of kept growing and growing. Got a sportsman, went to Orange County, won a rookie race, my first start down there. Went to Accord, won my first couple of races there in the rookie class. And then we moved up, and it was full steam ahead from there, I guess.
Yeah. So what would you say, I mean, as far as your career, what's been your biggest win so far?
I'd have to say my modified win at PennCan. I've had a couple close Eastern States. We ran out of gas. I got a tire the one year. I've yet to win a race at Orange County, and I've always wanted to. That would probably be my biggest accomplishment if I could get a win there. But I'd have to say, as of right now, would be my modified win at PennCan Speedway.
Okay. So Gary and I were talking before, too. I mean, even up at Thunder Mountain. Now, was that a track championship up there?
No, I got third in that.
Okay.
We were close. We were dynamite the first half of the year, and then we just struggled. We couldn't get it going. Just kind of got stagnant, and luckily it didn't fall too far back. But we really fell off it towards the end of the year. Just couldn't keep it going.
Now you're going to run the Deo series, but the whole thing.
I believe so. As long as we have no big hiccups. We don't have the best luck with motors for some reason, but try to make sure we do everything the exact way it needs to be done this year, and not cut any corners at all. And hopefully we'll have a good piece to last us the whole year, and have some good runs and have some fun with it.
Now I got to ask. I like to ask racers this. Obviously the Deo series is on the American Racers. Middletown's obviously on the Hoosiers. What's your opinion on that?
I personally like the Hoosiers more because it's more of a finesse thing. You really gotta be up on the wheel with the Hoosiers. They don't grip up as easy as the American Racers. Your setup's got to be more on point. You can kind of get away with it with the American Racers, not 100% there. So I think American Racers are a little bit easier to drive than the Hoosiers.
Yeah, right.
Which do you think depending on where you are, which tire do you think lasts better, the American Racer or the Hoosier?
Hoosier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just seem to think the Racers seem to come in a lot quicker.
Yeah, they do. And if you get a real abrasive track, you're going to have a hell of a tire bill.
Yeah.
Now, guys were talking in Middletown too with this new track surface. That they're not getting much tire wear on there. What are your thoughts on the new configuration at Orange County? I got a first look at it. Eastern States, and even for us, street stock guys, it's a different animal.
Yeah, no, I really like it. They just got to obviously get control of the dust. I mean, Eastern States was a little tough with the Sportsman race. They started the race, the sun was coming down, it was dusty. If they can just get a hold of that and kind of make it a little bit more racy, I like it. It's great tires. You don't get in the tires. As long as you don't wreck, it's a pretty cost-effective night.
Yeah. Now, how are you feeling about with what Brett Hearn is doing there? I mean, if you're going to have a promoter, you got to have somebody who's been on both sides of the fence. So far, how do you feel he's doing as the race promoter?
Yeah, he was my favorite driver growing up, so I think he's doing a good job. I think he's got a lot of knowledge and he knows what to do, and give him I think he's only been doing it for a year or two.
Yeah.
Give him some time, and he knows what the drivers want, fans want, so he'll give it to us.
Especially with the playoff system that they got there. I'm still not too sure on that.
Yeah, that was my next question. Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a trial run. So.
Yeah.
But
now, are you liking what they're doing? I mean, it's kind of 50-50. You got your guys that are racing week in and week out, that are not all for it. They feel it's going to be more towards a guy who's racing for a living. What are your thoughts on? I commend them for trying something new, but listen, I'm old school. I think the guy who has the most toys wins. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts on that?
Like you said before, like we started out, we didn't have much, and we made. I mean, obviously, you move into the modified, right? Having the best of everything helps, but I think you're a sportsman and small block guy. You don't have to have everything to be competitive and have a shot at the championship and stuff like that. So it should be interesting for sure.
Now, with the small block program, are you guys allowed to have a crate motor or an open motor? What are the rules with that?
I'm not. I haven't looked into it because I have the 358 as of right now, so I haven't looked at that. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, but we were watching what's that show they have now, Gary? They're at Talking Dirty, right?
Yeah.
So they had Jerry Higbee on there, and even Jerry said that with the way the new track is, the $60,000 motors are really not needed anymore in Middletown. So are you more for a crate motor or an open motor? Like what's your preference, or does it depend on where you're going?
Yeah, I think it really, when you get into talking about you don't need that much power, I think that's more of just a big block thing. You don't have to build the top of the line, turn 900 horsepower big block to be fast Orange County anymore because it gets so slick. So you gotta be able to get it to the ground. I think the small block class, everybody's kind of the same for the most part. I mean, everybody's got their little nicks and stuff to get more speed, but I think everybody's pretty even. So there's really no advantage to gain there. But like you said, they run a Sportsman and it's pretty close times.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about some of the great sponsors that you have for 2021. Who's going to be on the side of the car this year?
Comfort Experts came out huge this year. I mean, I couldn't even imagine all the stuff that we're getting and receiving. My team. I just hope that we can make it a good year with them. Interstate back on board. Middletown Medical, Integra Shocks, American Remodeling, Sam's Meat Warehouse. I think that's really it. TL Pro Car, they're helping out. My friends and family, can't do it without them. Definitely can't do stuff without them.
I've always been curious. I've only had a couple of handful of starts in an open wheel car. What is the difference between a TO, a Hig Fab, what else is out there? Troyer.
The biggest thing is the
Bicknell.
Bicknell. A lot of guys switched to the Bicknell last year, you know.
Yeah, I really don't think everybody's trying to get better than everybody. So it's just playing the waiting game and trying to figure out who's going to get good when and being on that train when it happens, I guess.
Right.
But we made the switch to TO, obviously, and we don't want to jump the gun on them because we had a rough year. So we want to try to make things right that way and try to have a good year with TO and represent TO. We didn't go to them to leave them hanging. So we're going to try our best to make a good year out of TO. I know they struggled last year, but I think they got a lot of good stuff going on, and they're always thinking, they're always working and trying to make a better car. So we're behind them.
Yeah. Well, they got that new one out this year, right?
Yeah, the 2021 Elite.
The Elite, yeah. So hopefully they have success in that thing because a lot of guys were switching to the Bicknell. I was kind of surprised.
Now, do you think it's because is Bicknell building a stronger chassis, or what's the difference between a Bicknell and a TO? Do you think?
I just think they're trying to outdo each other, and they step one direction. Sometimes you got to step two steps back because you made the wrong move, and I think TO maybe made a wrong move last year, but I think that they'll rebound from it and get back up to speed with the Bicknells. And it's also TO's outnumbered. They're making 300 Bicknells to whatever 100 TOs. So when you go to a track, they're pretty outnumbered. So it's hard to compete with that, but they'll get it.
Yeah. So I think even Stewie's got his own brand car now, right? What is it, DKM or something like that?
Yeah, I heard them. I know they have the DKM, but I actually heard them talking about it when we were down at Bubba. Like they have their own frame. They're building their own frames now. Hallmark is. So
yeah.
I don't know if I heard it right. I could be completely wrong, but
yeah, I think DKM is their own thing.
Right, and that's almost how Jerry got started with Hig Fab. I believe he said to me one time his he started doing this to pay for his hobby, and now his hobby is his job. So it's I don't know. It's it's always been a chassis war. I think once racing started going to I hate to say cookie cutter, but once they started going to a cookie cutter kind of car, it's you got different chassis wars.
You got. I had great luck with the Hig Fabs. Jerry helped us out a lot. He was great to us when we first started. He helped us out. He got us going in the right direction. Dan Creedon was another guy that helped us out in the beginning. He actually set my car up the night I won at County, my rookie race. He was a big help for us. I can't complain with the Hig Fabs. So they're pretty good cars as well. I even got in my buddy Lem Atkins' car. It was a 2015 Troyer, and we smoked him that night. I don't know. It's a funny thing. You hit it on the head or you don't.
So out of all the places you've run, what do you think is your favorite track? What's the one track that you really enjoy racing at?
I really enjoy Woodhall. I've been there a couple times. I went there with the open motor when I first got it, and it was like Accord but no walls, so you could sail it in there and rip the cushion, and it was just a fun race. I started 12th in that race and finished third. So
nice.
That's definitely a fun race against regulars too. So
yeah. So I asked Braxton the same question, and I told him, other than the Daytona 500, what would be the one race in your career that you would like to win?
It have to be Eastern States. I mean, we've been there my whole life. Me and my dad have sat up in the drive-thru and watched many races and just all the history there. Just watching the excitement of every winner that I've watched win that race, I could only imagine the feeling that you got. I won a couple small races and I've been ecstatic, so I can only imagine $50,000 or $100,000 like Matt Williamson. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah, you
always-
see that, Braxton? Corey stayed pretty humble. He said Eastern States. Braxton said the Geico 500.
yeah. That's the thing. It was.
Corey, you want to switch cars one night?
There you
What's
go.
that?
I wonder if Corey wants to switch cars one night.
I'll race a slingshot again. I'll race anything. You can race my car.
I'll tell you what.
A
I'll
booster.
race your slingshot. Corey can drive my street stock, and then you jump in Corey's modified.
There you go.
And then we all race each other. Don't run me over, man. This ain't Mario Kart. So, all right. So we're on live. Of course, we got Braxton Dembek on with us here this evening, along with Corey Cormier, the Otisville Outlaw. Has Timmy Pitts caught on with that yet?
I think so. Yeah, they get it wrong a couple times here and there, but
They meaning probably me, yeah. Because boy, did I get tore up for Eastern States. I was helping Timmy out, Eastern States doing the announcing and stuff, and man, did I get tore up on social media, But like I said, my wife has taught me don't respond to it, just stay quiet. But it's I was hired to be the colored commentator. I was the guy that didn't take things seriously, and that's what I was being paid for. And man, did I get tore up for that? But okay, so Sean Hart has popped in. Of course, we all know Sean Hart, track photographer, Bethel Motor Speedway, Accord. I believe he's been at Hamlin. So he is asking, would you consider running asphalt again?
yeah, I would love to do it. I did a couple midget races. I rented it. A good time. I started on the asphalt, so I enjoyed it. Somebody came along and offered me a ride in a midget or a asphalt late model, I would take it.
So now this is news to me. Where did you run? Where were you running a midget at?
I ran at Borger Speedway. I rented it. I think I rented it twice. I finished third my second time, and it was fun. It's a lot of horsepower, and they're very snappy, so you really got to be up on the wheel.
Yeah. So, Tom, you don't need to type in, man. You could just yell it out. Tom wants to know. Wants to know what about Bethel Motor Speedway? You ever consider trying it up there?
Yeah, I forgot about that actually. We ran the summer 69 show there with the Deo series.
Yeah.
And we were up to sixth, just riding along. We completely did not have the right setup to be running that day.
That's a tough place, man.
Yeah, I thought I was going to flip over. The left front was 4 feet. Perfect up there, and we were junk. But I ended up blowing the motor that night. But it was definitely a fun track. I don't think it's made for 30 modifieds. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I tell a lot of guys that it doesn't matter what division that they're running. Anybody who goes up there and they're we're gonna stomp all over them guys up there, the regulars, and I tell them, boy, you better pack a lunch. I mean, it's what a unique facility, and I'm gonna promote it because I run there now full time. But you go down into one, man, it's downhill and then you're uphill coming out of two, and it's a tough place. And the local guys there, man, they got their stuff together. And I think that it's what Deo was doing there with the 69 race, man, that was such a once you guys finally started going and the kind of the riffraff got settled a little bit, and you know what I mean. I think it was a really good competitive race. It really was.
Yeah. The only other complaint I had with it was obviously throwing a little bit of the rocks up on the track, but that you got that many cars out there, it's hard to stay out of the grass. Everybody's trying to find something to go, and but definitely it was a really fun race up on the wheel, and I would definitely go back there.
Yeah, and I think that they're, if you get a hold of Andy Crane, I think that their rules have opened up a little bit, for some of the small block guys to even go in and run with them. I think they have a couple of different motor packages. I'm not really sure, but even some of the off weekends, man, it would be awesome to see you up there and running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would need some help with some setup to go there again because, man, did we beat the crap out of my car that night? Just it wasn't ready for asphalt. It still wanted to be on dirt, so we definitely have to go to somebody's shop that runs there, and if they wanted me to run one weekend, and I'd have to learn from them and get in a setup car because that was poor use on my car.
Yeah, just send it. I think John Ferrier went up there last year, and boy, he had a ton of car. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably by lap 10, he didn't have much car left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely very aggressive on all the components of your car.
Yeah. So
So now you got a big open motor for small block for the Deo deal, or is
Yeah, we purchased the Ford Power motor from Grimm Racing. Billy Dunn ran it. Anthony Prego ran it a few times. It's a 360. I'll be able to get the weight brake on his series.
right? Yeah,
That'll be good.
yeah, because that down in the hit that series, some of them there's some big small blocks, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, jet engines in there.
Yeah, you need some serious horses to run with that stuff.
yeah. Have you ever run down south with them guys?
Yeah, I went to Georgetown with my 420, my Bedell motor, but the problem was you had to weigh as much as the bigger small blocks and the big blocks. So you were just outgunned. I think with the 360, you get the weight brake, and it makes more horsepower than my 420 made. So it's pretty interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
weight brakes
Braxton-
are always nice.
Yeah, Braxton, you ever think that you want to try maybe the Dirt Series or the Deo Short Track Super Series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like Corey's got a bunch of cars in his garage. He can help you out.
Yeah, got a table this year. We got Mike Mikulski's going to race, my buddy Roddy, and then me and probably my dad, I'm sure. We're trying to get Kevin in there, but he's too scared to do it.
No, he's watching, so you better be careful.
We won't have any cars left if we let him get in.
Yeah. Listen, this day and age anymore. I mean, do you have just the one car, or do you have another chassis at home? Like, how does that work? I mean, dude, for the amount of racing that you do, you have no parts laying in your yard, and I'm baffled by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were here, we had just our little garage, and we kept everything here. But now that we're over at the other shop, we have quite a few things. We got the 2 Hig Fabs and a lot of spare parts that we're trying to sell to make some room. But I got 3 cars right now that I could use, and then we got Mike a 2018, and my buddy Roddy's going to use the 2020.
Yeah, I mean, this day and age anymore, it doesn't matter what division you're in, you really do have to have more than one car, especially if you're going to bounce around a lot. I mean, even street stock guy like myself, I've got 3, and it's you got 2 coil cars and leaf spring cars, and you know what I mean. It's just you gotta. Do you find it difficult to transition from one racetrack to another, or is it, you know what I mean? Or are you running coil over? I'm not. What is that, coil over or torsion bar, right?
Yep.
You're saying that right? Okay. So are you switching stuff like that around on these cars, or are you just kind of going with what you got and maybe a gear change?
No, ever since everybody kind of switched to the coil stuff, everybody's been kind of stuck on that and trying to make that work. So we're pretty much all coil stuff, and it's just track to track. You just got to get out there and hammer down and do your best. You can't. You start thinking about it, and then you make mistakes.
Yeah. So Braxton, even with your car, I mean, is there stuff that you guys are allowed to change on those?
Not really.
No. So everybody has to pretty much be on the same shock, same springs, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sean Hart's got a question for you. Being a slingshot boy yourself, do you see any similarities between Braxton and a young outlaw? I don't know what that means, but maybe you do.
Yeah, I do. I see that Braxton's very ambitious. He's got a dad that's behind him, just like I did. I support him 100%. And he's got his head on right, and he likes what he does, and he's enjoying it a lot. And that's all you can do is you got to keep pushing forward and never give up on it if it's what you want.
Yeah. So Braxton, my one of my last questions for you is, if you wind up with bad grades, does that mean the car gets parked?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm taking it that you're a pretty good student then?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's probably more mom's rule than dad's, right?
Kind of.
That's a smart answer right there, bud. So, all right, gentlemen, Braxton and Corey, we appreciate you guys being on with us. That's pretty much going to bring us to the end.
Joe,
I think.
let me just
yeah,
show
what you got, man?
I just got this question from Doug, and I think I heard Corey tell this before, but let's just. I think Corey had a story on it. I think I remember listening to another podcast somewhere that he brought this up.
Yeah, I would definitely run one, and actually, that was actually going to be my first big car. Was a street stock. We actually had it at Andy Dembek's house in his backyard in his garage, and we had it in there. And we were thinking about putting it together, and then we got a call from Hig Fab, and we said, "Oh, what should we do?" And we ended up going down and getting the new Hig Fab, but we were very close to run a street stock down in Orange County for my debut in a big car.
Yeah. So a few years ago, my brother-in-law Kenny, who's now the handicapper at Orange County Fair Speedway, he put Clinton Mills in his street stock for a 40 lapper one night, and I don't think that a lot of people realize that we're taking something that's 30, 40 years old and trying to make them do what they're not supposed to do. Yeah. And, I think as a street stock guy, listen, I'm a career street stock guy. It's what I like, that's I'm a full fender dude. But I think that, we kind of gained a little bit of respect, from, a modified guy, at that time. Yeah. But dude, these things, and Tom can vouch for it too. Back in the day, man, these things they're not easy to drive.
It looks like you got to be very smooth, and you're not sideways. Yeah. You always like you're trying to drive them straight, like you're on the road.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like you're kind of pushing it all at the same time.
Well, listen, I always said for years and years in Middletown, what I would love to see when they used to run the Dash for Cash, I'd love to see a Dash for Cash with big block modified guys, but I'd like to see them all in street stocks.
Yeah.
I think a lot of those guys would get out of those cars and probably just do that. No, I'm good, man.
You never know.
We got to put a Monte Carlo body on the slingshot.
So, Gary, we got anything else for these guys?
No, looks like that's it.
All right. So again, Braxton Dembek, thank you, young man. I appreciate it. Hopefully we didn't keep you up past your bedtime. just kidding. Cormier, dude. Otis, the Otisville Outlaw. I like that, man. I'll remember that next time in Orange County or Accord. But thank you guys for being on the show, Corey. I appreciate you, man, and I love watching you out there racing. Braxton, I'm gonna come to one of your races one of these nights, and hopefully I don't embarrass you. I'll bring my daughter so that this way I'll behave, But good luck to you guys this year, and thank you for being on the show. And we'll definitely have you guys back throughout the season, and we'll see how things are going for you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good night. So I guess that's going to do it for us. And again, tuned in last week. Over 1,000 views on that one, man. That was pretty cool.
That was good.
Yeah, so we got over almost 2,500 followers, so go ahead and share, hit that like button down there on the bottom or whatever the crap it is.
Yeah, this show here actually was live on YouTube too for the first time. So
nice. Okay.
Usually we just put it on, but this time it's live on Facebook and YouTube. So go to the YouTube channel, same name, and hit the like button on there as well. We'll be going live on that every Thursday as well to do this deal.
So nice. So definitely keep up on our posts. We do have a list of personalities and drivers and names that that we have lined up to come on here and talk with us. And we do appreciate a little bit of some feedback, whether it be negative or positive. Let us know how we're doing. Something that you guys would like to see, questions to be asked, all that other good stuff. We'd Gary and I both have some thick skin and thick beards, and we'll be okay.
We've been doing good, though. It's all been positive. So
awesome.
We haven't made the natives too mad yet, so we're all right.
Well, the race season hasn't started yet, and we haven't had opinions on what happened, other than Stuart Friesen and what's his name, Gumar or Guler. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Guler. Yeah, that was in Florida there.
All right, so
that was the hot discussion.
So do you want me to give my opinion? Should I
go ahead? I got it. I
think it was a racing deal, man.
It was a racing deal, but it clearly looked like Stu came down on him. I mean, I might catch some wrath for that. But
yeah, I think Stu came down, but I also think Guler was there too. I think they just both kind of went.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean,
you figure the race was only halfway at that point. I mean, it was just two men going for the position. But, I mean, if you look at the video straight on, Stu's car was facing that way. I mean, you could call that any way you want.
I can tell you.
Definitely not Guler's fault, though. Definitely
speaking
not Speaking
from experience, if I was Friesen, I'd have been pissed off, too. I'd have been mad. I've learned, especially from Emerson Cargane Sr., it took me a long time to learn this. And even my wife too, you should really just keep this closed and keep your opinion to yourself till you see a video or until you have proof. You know what I mean? And then,
but that you,
once you have that, then go ahead and squawk, then go ahead and say what you have to say. Jerry Higbee even told me too, listen, man, get out of the car, go sit in the trailer, drink a bottle of water. When you're done with that bottle of water and you still feel you need to go have a chat, then go have a chat, but you always kind of, and it looked like Stu just went right on social media, and I just, but
it's tough, man.
I don't know. To me, it looked like a racing deal, but then again, everybody sees things differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to respect everybody's
a racing deal, though, no doubt. But then I'll tell you what, you go on social media, that got pretty bloody on there.
Oh, man.
People.
Listen, I sat there like this, man. Just
yeah, that's about all you could do. Holy cow!
Yeah,
that was pretty brutal.
But
everybody, you always got the Stu haters out there. So
listen, nobody likes a winner.
No, I'm with that. That's why I hate Matt Shepard. He'll never be on the show. Just so you know, that's one guy we won't have on the show.
But I don't know. Our OCFS Observer there. I got a good buddy of mine on there, Wayne Eckerson, and we're constantly breaking chops and stuff like that. And even announcing it at Orange County, I always like to throw in and traction control engaged. You know what I mean? So,
there you go.
It's always good stuff. Yep. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for us, man. It's been a long day, and I'm ready to hit the sack. And Gary, I know you got that Rona, man. You're quarantined, brother. Feel better.
That's all right.
And,
a few more days.
Yeah, dude. All right, so we'll talk to everybody next week, and like I said, keep an eye on the post. Gary's been really, really awesome with that, and letting everybody know who will be on next week. And usually by Monday we try to finalize everything so that we can get it out. And then again, go ahead and share, watch, all that other stuff. And I really hope you guys enjoyed our show here tonight. Cormier, Braxton, Dembek, thank you guys so much. And Tom Dembek, and I tell you, those guys are characters, man. Even me, they helped me out back in the day when I was first starting.
They've been around a long time.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of surprised when he said he wanted to go sportsman racing. I was like, wow,
listen,
it's a full fender deal,
Listen, Tom tried that once. It didn't work out too well for him.
Yeah, that's tough business.
He wound up on the Kegel tires over there in turn one.
Yep.
Yeah. But all right, man. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks for stopping in, and have a good night.
See you later, man.